There's definitely a feeling to this one. I can't quite put my finger on it. It Hello everyone, Thranks is here, and welcome back to No Man's Sky, where we just threw down our exocraft summoning station. I want to show everyone that we did it, just for fun, right here. It's not going to stay there, but we needed to put it there until our next episode where we work on the Relentless. As I started considering what the heck I'm going to do with all these, I realized a little bit of a waste of nanites, and then I further realized we're still holding on to some of these. So then I thought, well, it's not entirely a waste if you're trying to min-max, because rumor is, and I don't know if I haven't seen this confirmed, but I also haven't, specifically been looking for it, so I'm sure it's out there if it has been. But it's, I've heard that these can in fact be better than S-Class. They have the potential to be. So, that being said, I think the proper answer is to ask ourselves, what specifically do we want to min-max? I think min-maxing everything might be a nice long-term goal, but I'm not going to spend a ton of time juggling modules in and out over and over again looking for a slightly better deal. So I thought, so what is what we want? And I thought the simplest answer right away, at least for the Wanderlust, is to try and min-max. Oh, there we go. How did this... Did we not... I swear we had warp fuel there? How unusual. Object of interest. We'll see. Maybe they need some help. I know exactly who this pilot is, a trader, a historian, a grave robber. Oh, I do not know. Either way, they appear to be peddling trinkets. I mean, for 300 Mordite. A jumble of ornate baubles. Okay. Worth 2.2 million units. Woo! What a deal. This treasure bears the faint outline of a family crest. Perhaps its owner's descendants are out there somewhere looking for their last trace of their ancestor. So I think, as I was saying, we're going to specifically try and min-max our hyperdrive module. And nothing else really. And as you can see, 100% efficiency is only half of what we'd normally get, and so we're done with it. We don't really have storage for those materials at this time, so we're just going to get rid of them. And I think those will be the only black market upgrades for the time being that we hunt for. Those are the ones the most I would like to squeak out as much as possible out of them, but... Okay, not a lot of nanites on a return for selling these suspicious modules. I imagine that came from the change, where a lot of people were doing this as the way to get nanites. But that's okay, we'll still get some of our nanites back. And we learned a lesson in the process. And the lessons we learn the hard way, we often learn the best. Something we tend to say a lot. I'm a lesson the hard way kind of person, what can I say? Alright, so we have another unknown planet here with a similar looking ocean and terrain structure as the radioactive planet. Is this really the case? Huh. Interesting that... Well, you know, I think honestly we're closest to Laia 5. This planet will not be renamed, as it has already previously been discovered, but I assure you, given that it is now covered in ice, it has changed since we've last seen it. Which is, of course, the whole point of remapping the Thranxian Expanse. It is indeed not a fairly thick layering of ice. There is a lot of rocks showing, poking through, and... Oh. Okay. Look at this. It is relatively flat. The ice coating followed by the cold blue looking nebula. The weather is utterly still. Or are we getting like a bit of an eclipse? Almost, kind of. Is that a thing? Can we make that happen? I feel like this is a filter situation. Okay. Let's try and... Oh. Okay. Tricolor caves. I'm a pretty big fan of these. Red, green, or pink, green, and blue caves. The caves are largely the distinction on these sorts of planets. Well, we do have some sort of mineral here that looks like, yeah, parasite host and gas bubbles, like it grew from some sort of bacteria or microbe colony. Pyroclastic formed from evaporation. And then look, here we have surface conditions deep underground. Always interesting. Oof, watch your head. It's just a cold, cold celestial dwarf. That's all it is. I do like the little vines hanging down from this one. The multicolored bioluminescence is very interesting, albeit the lights are not as frequent, maybe, as they are on lights and colors. Oh, there's some form of light-phased material here. What is this? Pyroclastic. Musical when struck. So much of this planet is pyroclastic now. But where you have... Was it cryovolcanism? I don't think you can use the word pyroclastic in conjunction with cryovolcanism. I think it would be cryoclastic. Is that even a word? Did we just make it a word? I don't know. Okay, we're a little bit underground, apparently. Okay. I think we need to try to get to the top of one of these plateaus and just kind of survey what's going on out here. You can do it. I believe in you. At some point, I feel like we're going to get that one that lets your jetpack recharge while you're in the air. Maybe. This little fault line is fairly interesting. This planet is relatively flat. It seems like it kind of slopes up in one direction, but the unusual fault line and relative flatness does lend itself a little bit to feeling like there was some form of pyroclastic activity long ago. However, something has removed the atmosphere that would have been created by large amounts of smoke and volcanic fumes that likely would have been trapped even by the low gravity of this planet. And look at this plateau formed right in the center of this fault line. Huh. I don't know what to make of that. These fault lines are actually really great for locating caves on the surface. See, this is unusual. We're like losing this. We're losing the local star in various sections of space, but there's really nothing for it to get behind. Oh my goodness. Can I would like to change my answer, please. No, I think just the default filter for this one, please. Okay, what if... No, not back in time, forward in time. That's pretty awesome. I don't normally like to manipulate the time for the sake of photographs, but I'm trying to get over that. What I'm trying to say is I'm a creature of habit, and change is often good. I'm at a place where I'm happy to shake things up and try new things. Look at that. If I think they're entertaining. What is this over here? Is this a monolith? No. Yes. Some odd terrain formation? It is some odd terrain formation. You know what? I bet there's a monolith on this. No, not nearby. There's not. Yeah. Just large flat terrain with these weird obelisks and icy rocks. I think, honestly, that's about enough as I care to see of this place. Rather unremarkable. Not to throw rocks, but fairly benign. Ooh, that's something I'm into. We are holding on to drop pod coordinate data for new players. And in fact, I forgot we had started a stack of salvage data on the Relentless. So we actually kind of need to do that too. Do we have navigational data that's... Oh, it's maxed out. Well, then this one will just have to be turned into a chart. This one will go to our terrain manipulator, which... Maybe we'll... You know what? Let's create... I have a thought. So here's what we'll do. We'll gather some silicate powder. We'll put it here, right? We're actually going to take this and we'll throw this in our storage on the freighter. That way we have kind of a way to make glass easily. I think that's the right call. Just condense those things that can be condensed. Such sloppy inventory management. We're not trying to backslide to the first 100 episodes. No. Progress is progress. Let's keep moving forward, please. And thank you. Did I not call? I was like, did I not call the Wanderlust? What is going on here? Will we have enough time to fully explore the final planet of this system? I think so. We won't rush for sure, but I feel like certain anomaly planets and barren planets and or moons really don't warrant gosh, I'll learn to talk. They don't warrant a full episode of a scan. I don't think that's necessary. A viridescent planet. Preliminary scans show not extreme weather. Somewhat continental land masses, extensive large island chains. About 50% of the surface appears to be covered with water, at least from this perspective. Intense rivers, actually. Let's get a view for what the weather is like and the local creatures. The ground is sort of a lush teal or cyan. Mountains appear more to be like hills. There's definitely a lot of them. They have a rolling feel. That one seems to be the prominent one of the local area. The skies are sort of a creamy peach. A creamy beige. Lots of rocks on the surface. Not seeing a lot of flora. Okay, little ferns and flowering plants are coming in on the scanner. Some various grasses. Okay. I accept these terms. Oh, indeed. Weather registers as usually mild. It's got some fog, very light cloud cover, sort of a constant moisture in the planet where you have these rainbows here. Lots of rocks on the surface, no trees to speak of. The grass is green and red and fairly tall. To give us some perspective, you can see some of these grasses are actually as tall as us. Ooh, look at that fighter! Oh, yeah, look at this grass. Oh, is very, very tall, actually. I think maybe if we look at it like this, you can get a clear sense of the fact that there are 0 trees on this planet. Completely. Look at these. Genetically diverse. Feeds through thermal capture. And these are carnivorous flowers here. I felt like I had heard a creature. Scanners are picking up no fauna at this time. Kind of majestic mountains, actually. With these huge valleys in between. Not very steep, not like jagged cliffs. But still pretty massive. The fog, though. This constant moisture in the air. You would think this would lend itself to an intense degree of flora. That would not be the case. Let's see what the local fauna has here. Perpetual age. It's skittish. It eats oxide elements. Oxide elements, you say. Let's go see what the local knowledge stones have for us. I'm always about improving my lexicon. I think we're going to be treated to a sunset here fairly soon. This planet has an energy. I'll give it that. So usually after being down on a planet for a little bit, I start to get a sense for how it feels. There's definitely a feeling to this one. I can't quite put my finger on it. It feels temperate, but foreign. The lack of trees produces an oddly eerie sensation, actually. You would think it would make sense, but over a vast vista like this and there being no visible trees whatsoever, yeah, it's a little confronting. The grasses being this deep blue-green are somewhat comforting. Oh, what do we hear? Cautious. Hyper carnivore. Has 3 hearts. Okay. Hyper carnivore? Whoa. Okay. Sure. Now with the sun setting, all that moisture is no longer illuminated by the sun. Then you can start to see the terrain a little more clearly. Something about the rolling grasses and moss-covered rocks, though, I don't know. It's all the green makes this planet feel... It's like it's some kind of odd garden planet. Like it just had a different genetic evolutionary trail. Which is obvious. I mean, obviously it's alien planet, but look at this thing. Oh yeah, with like this weird neck proboscis thing. Reluctant to approach strangers but display complex social behaviors within their herd. A plague upon stranded adventurers, they feast upon dihydrogen crystals. Always got to be eating those dihydrogen crystals, I swear. I like it, though. I like it well enough. I like that there's no weather. I like that there's this very tall red grass mixed into it. Oop, I heard something. Boy, the thought of hypercarnivores stalking through the grass like this is a little intimidating. I almost wish there was more of the tall grass, that it was just like everywhere. So you were just wandering through like a forest of grass. That would be pretty awesome. Yeah. I would like that. Whoa, we missed that knowledge stone. Are we gonna go back for it? Whoa, easy, easy. Don't trip. We got a little disoriented. Okay. All right, a little disoriented. Are we getting a meteor shower? Oh, we are. Okay. Meteor showers at night. Could be a random event. Could be something specific to this planet. I believe any planet can have a chance to have meteor showers. Some have them more frequent than others. There's definitely a significant amount of meteorites tonight. It's rather illuminated off on that side. With fauna being more prevalent and likely to appear in the flatter regions of the planet, I'm sort of amazed we've found as many creatures as we have so far, being that there's very little sections of this planet that are actually flat. I hear something. Again in the grass, it startled me for a moment. Hold on. Oh, that was a good shot in the grass. Like, if only we could have got it, like, in the tall grass. I've got to be a little faster. It's not a hyper unusual creature. I just thought the picture in the tall grass was kind of nice. And then look at these flowers. These violet flowers, these crimson... And then look at the way the moonlight... Well, I guess that's not moonlight, it's ring light. I like how the... Okay, so if we're talking about this for a moment, I like how the rings project their light onto the surface of a planet. Because look at that. You can definitely see there's like an effect happening here. This is fairly illuminated. I only wish moons did the same. Like when it... This... Oh... It is not always mild. That's why the weather says usually mild. Pays to read the fine print. As always, there is going to be a storm present for us now. Which is likely going to change my rating of this planet. It's going to be a hot rain. The temperature is already increasing. Okay, this is exactly where that fog comes from that we were looking at during the day. Ooh, we have found the final land roaming creature. Patient hunter eats small animals. Whoa! Or big animals too. Let's let it eat in peace. Oh, it's hissing at us. It's warning us to leave. Okay. Oh, an interesting display of light reactive flora down here in the little brackish river. Parasite leaching with sentient fruit. These are always very intriguing to me here. Linear root structure. Carnivorous. Okay, we have schools of fish, even in these shallow waters. Oh, look at that. Roaming crabs, crustaceans on the surface. I see. I guess these crabs, yeah, so it's been brought to my attention that these crabs will always register as extinct. And so, because for whatever reason the Atlas believes these crabs are extinct, they will register on your scanner and reduce your ability to actually scan the creatures. Not sure why. But I believe that means, aside from perhaps one more aquatic life form, there will not be any others for us to locate. Gravitational, feeds off atmospheric moisture. Yeah, atmospheric moisture that's precipitated down into the bodies of water on the surface. That's a little unusual. Neurotoxic pollen. Okay. You know what? I almost think this is a better picture. Actually. No, we need to catch the fish and the, yeah, and the flora. Okay. I think that's pretty good for this system. I dare say, what, this is our other planet that we get to name ourselves? I think it's going to be the Moss Highlands. That's what it makes me think of. It's like some sort of like highland area. These mossy rocks and thick grasses and rolling hills. I mean, okay, some of these are straight mountains. That appears to be a mountain. This is quickly becoming a mountain. You know, I guess, yeah, I guess it is kind of mountainous. So the only little, yeah, that's like a dense cluster of shrubs over there. It sort of mimics a forest, but not really. I think, honestly, though, that's going to do it for this entire system. Having been fully explored, we'll have to pick up the next episode in a brand new system to be discovered here in the Thranxian Expanse. I do hope you had a good time watching, because as always, I've had a good time playing. Until next time, take care.